folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country, where I react to non-pop country music, and today is no exception. LeAnn Rimes and Eddy Arnold. That'll tell you something right there. Cattle Call. That's going to be non-pop. Well, I guess it could be a pop song if they wanted to do it in that direction, but Renee Mooberry made a gift to the channel for me to do this one. So Renee, thank you. You are giving a lot of folks a baptism into LeAnn, and some folks grew up with LeAnn, love LeAnn and such, but I know that there's some folks on the channel who've said, I was never really a LeAnn fan until, she's starting to grow on me thanks to these reactions. So thank you for that, Renee. And it's called Cattle Call on Primetime Country Talk Show. So it's on another channel. LeAnn Rimes is Brilliant. That's their channel. I'll put the link to theirs down below and see where this goes. But this is where you had said in your email to me that this is LeAnn was 17, but according to the video or description, she was 14. So either way, it's ridiculous that somebody so young has that kind of talent. So let's see if I have my information correct where I saw she was 17. I think it was in the description on their channel. LeAnn Rimes is Brilliant. That's the name of the channel. LeAnn Rimes is Brilliant. Their channel. They may have had that in their description box. Here we go.
Gary Chapman.
All right, singing the 1955 #1 hit for him, here's LeAnn Rimes and Eddy Arnold.
That's 40 years after he had a #1 with it.
Where the donkeys moan, whispers are jingling, the cowboy is singing his lonesome cattle call.
All right, real quick, how old was Eddy Arnold? Because he's 40. This is 1996. And Gary Chapman, who introduced them, said that Eddy Arnold had a #1 hit with this in 1955. So 41 years had passed by. So how old was he when this came out? I don't think he was as young as LeAnn. Maybe he was only 20, but that's still a ludicrously young age to have a #1.
He rides in the sun till his day's work is done, and he rounds up the cattle each fall. Singing his cattle call.
For hours he would ride on the range, far and wide, and the night wind blow up a storm. His heart is a feather in all kinds of weather. He sings his cattle call. He rides in the sun till his day's work is done, and he rounds up the cattle each fall. Singing his cattle call.
handing the baton off to her. Well, she looks more 14ish than 17 now. Standing out. You gotta, you could wonder, like, well, who are they standing and applauding more, Eddy or LeAnn? And it's a tie. You respect the writer of the song, and of course, the one who made it a number one 41 years prior, and of course, the new young ones that are coming along. And that's why I say traditional country is absolutely going to make a resurgence, not a comeback, because it's still here. It never went away. It just kind of got overtaken by popified rock, countrified rock on the airwaves. And there's a big difference, and some people have gotten pissed when I said there's a big difference between traditional and regular country. They think I'm making some kind of value judgment, which I do prefer traditional, of course, and I know things change. But people can tell the difference between soft rock and hard rock, right? It's not hard to know that there's a difference. And I absolutely believe that traditional country, which has been simmering there all along due to the stories, the respect, the voices, all of that, is going to make a resurgence. The pendulum's going to come back to where it's not going to be the same storylines. It's going to be I mean, where else but in traditional country could you romanticize a cattle call? I mean, honestly, like most folks won't think about that. But when you hear this, you're listening to the voices, the yodely type things. And of course, in this video, thanks to Renee, we're seeing a young LeAnn doing this with an elder Eddy Arnold. And you just see the handing of the baton, or should I say the wireless microphone, off to LeAnn, and the next generation takes over. Now LeAnn herself now would be, I guess, in her mid-40s, because if she was 14 in 96, add 29, so she'd be about 43. But she too is going to be handing the baton off soon, within the next 10 years or so. And she's always going to have a career. I mean, one of the beautiful things about country music is you don't age out of it. One of the things about the entertainment industry is it is based on looks in many of the spheres. And so if you don't have the talent or the appeal musically, once your looks have gone and the wrinkles show up, you're done. But if you have really good songs that have staying power, a la George Strait, of course, Willie, and folks like that, you're going to be able to perform until you die. And that's just the beauty of traditional country music, is that when you have these storylines, and traditional lends itself to the storylines, you could perform your whole life. It isn't strictly based on looks. And I say that simply because you do hand the baton off. I mean, new talent comes up. Labels are always looking to push new artists. Thanks to YouTube and other outlets, artists can get discovered and have careers just based online. But you still have to have the talent. And LeAnn clearly was extraordinarily gifted from a young age. And I love the yodeling. I wonder how much they had to practice so they got their pitches just right in these things. LeAnn would have practiced it on her own, and then they would have come together in the studio for a little bit. But I'm not going to rate this one. I mean, I could have rated it. It was extraordinarily enjoyable, but really, this was one where I just love seeing the younger and the older. And I don't know what their conversations would have been when they spoke, because LeAnn at this point was quite well known. But, Eddy Arnold having had that number one hit, and LeAnn's getting to sing with him. You're like, how did this happen, And then she's doing it. We saw the prior video where she did a tribute to Patsy Cline, and she cried when she did that. And so, LeAnn really has had in many ways a storybook lifestyle as far as a career goes. Everybody deals with the same challenges in life, no matter what. I mean, we all come um, become familiar on some level with our own mortality. There are things we want to get done. We have pressures. We have deadlines. We have people pulling at us. We have desires of our own heart that don't get met. We want love. We want to give love. We can't always do both of those things. Sometimes neither of those is happening, depending on circumstance in life. We all deal with challenges and struggles. They just take different shapes, different forms, different venues, different states and countries and arenas in which these challenges take place. But the battlefield of life is in the mind. And LeAnn has her own battles. But in terms of being able to meet whoever she wants, perform with whoever she wants, that started at a very young age and has continued on to this day. So I'm going to leave this one be, folks. That is courtesy of Renee Mooberry, who might be, well, she is Dwight Yoakam's biggest fan. I've decided that. And she might also be LeAnn Rimes' biggest fan. So there it is. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you in another video and keep rocking the country.